Hey guys, welcome to Clockwork Noodles for the penultimate episode of Golden Kamuy Season 4, episode number 12. Only Golden Kamuy could get away with something like that. I just feel like any other anime show, you'd probably just get people going, oh my god, that doesn't fit. It fits. It fits Golden Kamuy so much. I just was like, okay, yeah, this makes sense. This is it now. An interesting episode. Prepping for a showdown in Sapporo. Whether that's going to happen in the last episode, I'm not so sure. Or that is going to be the final showdown for the last season. I can presume that season 5, if there is going to be one, is the last season. Because I know the manga has finished. The final home straight. There's a few twists and turns in this episode. I was already expecting the other prisoner thing. I think last week I said the IKEA Post Malone looked a little bit sus. Can't actually see the body tattoos. If they're wearing sleeves, there's actually more than one prisoner floating around. I'm happy by this because you guys know that I liked the look of Pirate. I was so excited. I was so hyped to meet Pirate. And then we met him and I believed he was Jack the Ripper. He's not. So that means it's now okay for me to like Pirate again. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. The last episode next week where I'll give you my overall score out of 10. I'm going to tell you what I thought overall. If you haven't already, please make sure you guys are subscribed. We're about to head into a new season. I've got 2 new anime shows to break down. We're going to have a bit of horror on the show. I know horror can be a bit hit and miss with people because some people just don't like horror in general. I'm actually a pretty big fan if it's done right. I'm also going to be bringing you guys 12 episode 1s of anime that I rank highly. It's going to be every single week I'm going to pick a new show that I like. Rewatch the first season. Some of these shows I haven't seen for decades. Do I still remember it being that good? Whether I think it holds up, and hopefully promote some shows to you. So that's the final feature as well. In a week's time, we're going to have my end of season review where I crown top 3 anime of the season. Will Golden Kamuy make any of the awards? Because there's also awards being given out. Maybe I'll put a few funny awards on there for Golden Kamuy. Maybe this episode gets on that list just for being the most just out there episode. I was actually very confused because I thought Shiraishi had said they were looking for Pirate last week. He saw the box and then worked out that they were looking for him, and that's what triggers him to call off the partnership, which is really weird because I presumed Shiraishi had already said, hey, we're looking for you. I still don't know about this whole skin thing. Pirate bringing up the skins being useless. I'm not so certain. Up there for Golden Kamuy for saying, hey, this thing that you were looking for all of this time means absolutely nothing. They could do that, but I also feel like if they did that, I don't think people would like the show as much as they did. If that had happened in the manga, there would have been a bigger outcry saying that was pointless or something. Gut instinct is telling me that those skins are not useless, so maybe the reason why Pirate overheard that information is because they are useless if you can't read them, or they're just presuming that it's impossible to get all the skins together. Possibility that some of those prisoners might just die out in the wild without people finding their skins. I think it is going to be the skins that end up finding the gold at the end. Now we do get a glimpse of how much gold we're actually looking for. Can is a unit of weight. Tsugamoto goes in light. He says, oh, I think it's just 80 kg of gold. Pirate actually reveals that there's over 1,200 bags. Doing a bit of quick maths with the measurements that I found online, there is over 76,800 kilos of gold. Obviously translates into a huge amount of money. We're not just talking millions, maybe billions. Price of gold doesn't fluctuate. Gold is consistent because it doesn't lose its value like money. Money can plummet from day to day. I do wonder if we're ever actually going to see that vast amount of gold. A Syrup coming in to save lives again. Very, very pleased with our girl. Her aim is just on point, always has been. But it's definitely a week for very gruesome deaths. Was a little bit upset that they decided to go with the whole Pirate's hair is magic and he's going to pull him down. It's very obvious Pirate is very skilled underwater. Just having him re-grab his foot would have worked. He then goes in again to just re-grab Tsugamoto's foot and just pulls him under. I don't really think we needed the magical hair coming out of the darkness to grab him because it's not an anime like My Hero Academia where there's quirks. Most of the time, Golden Kamuy is pretty down to earth, no one having very weird abilities. There are some characters who are just strange or immortal. I don't know why the hair thing really bugged me. I do want to believe that Tsugamoto's blubbing underwater translates into I am immortal. You can't prove it otherwise. I'm totally going to go with that is the official translation. I do feel very bad for poor Shiraishi who was trying to help him. Tsugamoto don't want to kiss Shiraishi. And he's just left there hanging in the water as well. Almost a second gruesome will death. Very happy that this one doesn't happen because we can't actually let Pirate die. They need him for some reason. Wonder, do we actually need the guy? Because He may know roughly where the gold is. Does he actually 100% know where the gold is? It's mainly a Sirpa you need when it comes to revealing what's on those tattoos, and it's probably already written down in those tattoos exactly where it is. There was no point Wilk leaving that information for her because she wouldn't be able to do anything with it. I can presume he definitely wants her to find the gold. I was very impressed that somehow Pirate was able to stop himself getting pulled into the wheel, but I will go with him being a very strong swimmer on this one. Competent under the water. I am very sad that Golden Kamuy missed out on giving Pirate a wonky haircut, because he comes back up and he's sat on the deck. He doesn't have a single bit of hair missing. His hair is the same length. Very sad that you didn't give him a very wonky bowl cut or something. Definitely agree with Sugimoto's. Both the intelligence of Leaky Brain and Hijikata, both still after the skins. I do believe that it's not a pointless venture. I believe they're very smart. If they had realised it was kind of pointless to have all the skins, they wouldn't be doing it. They would be going about it in a very different way as well. So I believe that it is still important to find all the skins. Because she did seemingly figure something out, they can be written, and there's a point that she's going to be able to look at them and go, okay, actually this now makes sense. Apparently somewhere online, all the skins all mapped up together. I'm going to try not looking at it, even though I probably can't read it myself. I will dig it out, and maybe that'll be the final episode, the final season of Golden Kamuy. I'll put it up and we'll have a little look at it and see what it actually looks like. I definitely think it looks pretty. Circles all crossing lines, and there's probably writing. They all line up and probably have the coordinates, or maybe they have a line of the song that she was remembering. Very wise choice to keep quiet until they do get the skins, because there's a possibility they can't get them, and him not saying anything means he doesn't miss out. Very happy that Vasily comes back. He saves the day by giving us a new boat. I guess if they're all going to be meeting up in Sapporo, there's probably going to be an epic showdown between Vasily and Ogata in Sapporo at some point. Pirate very quickly sussing there might be a relationship between the Sirpa and Sugimoto before even those guys have worked it out. Sugimoto seems to just be denying. Pirate obviously pushes him a little bit. Asirapa, her ears turning red when she gets embarrassed. I think Asirapa likes Sugimoto. Feelings that she's more open to. I see Asirapa as being very, very young. I don't try to make that connection. I know a few people have said that that's the connection that Asirapa does want. I don't want to think about it, guys. I'm sorry. I don't feel comfortable thinking about those two. Pirate can pick up with these guys, even just they're not saying anything. He definitely is going to be able to work out who Asirapa is, because Leaky Brain knew her immediately from the eyes. Pirate is definitely going to be able to go, you're here and you have something that only you can do. He's going to start joining up the dots that she's very important. He might even look at the eyes and go, you look very familiar, because Pirate met Wilk. He met him in the prison, and you've only got a grandma left. He's going to be able to put those dots together because he seems like quite a smart character. That scene, yeah, just trust Golden Kamuy to actually have that. I can't even say it doesn't fit because it's Golden Kamuy. It makes sense. It actually just makes sense. It's so out there, so random, so just what the hell. It's a epic fat battle of history. I'm trying to also keep this YouTube friendly, and this episode just isn't YouTube friendly at all. As well, gonna compliment Usami for his suit. I thought he looked pretty decent in his suit. I retracted that statement very, very quickly. I just wanted to get over this scene because it's like I can't really comment too much on this because YouTube. Leaky Brain being right that Usami actually is going to be useful because they're both as crazy as one another, or they're just both that level of just unique together. The main thing from this scene I took away was that Pirate is definitely not the murderer, because you can see the murderer in this scene. Did say that he was a prisoner. I just made the mistake of putting Pirate's face to him because I think they were showing Pirate at the same time as them talking about it. There are 3 different prisoners here. Pirate, Candy guy, this is Post Malone guy, kidnapping kids, and then you've got the actual murderer, which is Jack the Ripper. Also, all of these guys have got tattoos. Pirate seems to have his own little thing going on where he wants to become the Pirate King. These other guys seem a little bit more, I like murder, so therefore I'm gonna go murder. Epic fat battle of history, complete with special moves and finishes and guitar riffs. Of course it was gonna be this, something this level of crazy. Somehow we are keeping our score of 8.2. Murderer talks to his victims. He says that he's punishing them, cleansed your sins. I did kind of get the Bible John killer vibe. It's the same demographic of victims. He seems to believe that he's doing a good thing. Let's quickly talk about Hijikata being surrounded by spies. We've got Ariko and Ogata. Hijikata does seem aware that they're both spies. I don't see Hijikata being the winning party when it comes to Leaky Brain and Hijikata being head to head. He's just expecting to be backstabbed at some point. I just don't understand how he's gonna really make a play for being the one who wins, because I can see Leaky Brain and how strategic he's being. I just don't see much strategy when it comes to Hijikata at the moment. It does seem we've got a third party joining the race, governmental spy. Now the government at this point getting mentioned from time to time, but it would seem that the government has placed all of their bets on Leaky Brain being the most likely to actually get all of the skins, which makes sense. I also have my bets. If it came to the two of them, Leaky Brain would also get my vote. I believe he's probably the most resourceful, strategic, underhanded when he wants to be. It would seem that they plan to let Leaky Brain find the gold, but then kill him. Also think of how smart Leaky Brain is, that he just knows this. He can 100% guarantee that he already has considered the fact that government's coming after him. He probably already knows who the spy is. He's just too smart. Very well written. Planned this out for years. Every single person on his team. 100% he already knows that there's a spy among. The spring festival moment was absolutely hilarious. I thought it was really clever as well, because every member of Team Hijikata is dressed up as a peddler. Fireworks, the goldfish are here as well. Kinro. Kin is obviously the word for gold, and then fish. So it literally translates as goldfish. Ogata with the facial hair on top of the facial hair. That is a very interesting look that you are pushing. So we're now talking about Jack the Ripper. I thought the most interesting part of this little section was Japan actually heard about Jack the Ripper. Killings were just that infamous that they made it across the seas all the way to Japan, and they heard about the Jack the Ripper cases. I have done Jack the Ripper already on the channel. We did it for Moriarty the Patriot. I've gone through in some of those videos some of the actual details about those killings in particular, and the fact that we never caught Jack. Very interesting rumours circulating. It would seem that somebody else also thinks it's interesting, because we have the guy even dressed in a very London fashion. It's interesting to see that we've got a fanboy, a copycat killer going on. All of this is really just distracting us. There's another mystery underneath the mystery. So we've got the missing kids. I did say last week that I bet IKEA Post Malone is a prisoner with tattoos. You can't really see from the way he was wearing the kimono. I just got a vibe. And also the way he was looking at Asirapa, because she's kind of a kid to him, that it all lined up at the end. It would now seem that our final showdown is going to be in Sapporo. Does mean a lot of characters are going to start bumping into each other who are trying to hide from each other. Ogata is just out in the open right now, which still backs my theory that he's working for Leaky Brain. I can't shake it. I would be more surprised if Ogata came out and was just still Team Chaos. It doesn't make sense. I think he is working for Leaky Brain, or it's all been planned that he's a double agent. The dark humour at the end from Ogata, though. I am a loving son who loves his father. Oh my goodness. Real irony, the fact that he actually killed his dad as well. I couldn't. It was just such a weird line just to end it on, because it goes silent and then we get the credits start to roll. Very excited to see where the final episode's going to go. I can't wait to see if we're going to end on a cliffhanger. Is it a possibility they're just going to try and cram it in the last episode? I hope not. Maybe even do a movie. Maybe just get it over with. Because I do feel like the studio right now, I know they changed studios, but I'm not 100% keen on the animation style with the new studio. I do think the animation's lacking a little bit. I want to see the full story for Golden Kamuy on the screen animated. When I get my chance, I'm going to go and get the manga. My friend is reading the manga. He's only reading the manga, and he has said that it's really jam-packed with a lot of stuff, and it makes me wonder if they obviously couldn't fit it all in. So I'm going to go and read it, see if I get anything new from the manga. Thank you guys so much for tuning in once again. I hope you're looking after yourselves and that you've got a great weekend planned coming your way. I will see you guys again one last time. Because we've now finished Vinland Saga, Golden Kamuy last episode is going to air on Monday. So you're going to get your Monday slot. Can't wait to break that down with you guys, give you a final score. Part ways with Golden Kamuy until something else happens with it. So thank you guys so much. Look after yourselves. Bye-bye.